if this will take. The signal kind of sucks here. Verizon and Florida don't get along. We'll talk about a couple of things. We are down. We are down for the count. Am I? Now this live feed could have ended abruptly like the last one. Because they're supposed to come out, probably plug everything in. Yeah, there's lights. So I'm gonna tell you something. The Kenworth in Jacksonville, Florida, was the biggest cluster I think I've seen since I've been to Hunts Point. I pulled in there and there was absolutely nowhere to go. No turnaround, no U-turn. I thought I was going to have to back against a busy street. And luckily, so I walked in, I was like, where do I park? Because there was like 5 trailers in their trailer spot, right? And so I go in, they're like, yeah, you just have to, you know, they told me what to do, and I couldn't do it. It wasn't there. And so finally, the service manager came out and said, yeah, there's a gravel spot on the outside of the gate against the ditch. That's where you're going to put your trailer. And so I'm like, I didn't feel comfortable about that, but maybe just be temporary until someone leaves or whatever. I'm talking, they got trucks stacked 4 and 5 deep, open bays with turbos hanging off the trucks, and I mean, I was just wow, right? And so while I was talking to the service manager, I said, so does it look worse than it is? I mean, you're going to be able to get me in? And he's like, oh yeah, it looks worse than it is. Like, how do you function? I mean, imagine the car parking at the TA, okay? And you're trying to cram 50 bobtails and 8 trailers in there. That's exactly what it looked like. So yes, I'm whining. I'm gonna gripe, you know. And so in an effort to get where they wanted my trailer, I couldn't make that turn to get out in the street. I couldn't make it. So I went towards the interstate and I took off. I called 2 people to see if they can help me out because Verizon wasn't getting along. They didn't answer their phone. Now it starts pouring down like tremendous rain, and finally I find the Peterbilt dealership that I need to find, and that's where I'm at. So Kenworth in Jacksonville, bad juju there, bad juju. They were nice, you know. I think they realized what kind of cluster they got, and I saw somewhere on Google where they were building a new facility. But so anyways, I was able to drop my trailer here, lock it all up, and then this place closes, so there's a 99% chance I'm getting the hotel. So, which means I'll probably lose all my food if whatever I can't fit in the cooler. And yay for the Hot Logic Mini, because that means I'll be able to cook in the hotel room. So, but yeah, it's been an adventurous morning, but this is how it works, okay? Gratitude kicks in. Gratitude has to kick in so I don't get stressed out. Number 1, I made my big money pan load. I made the delivery. Number 2, the Kenworth dealership was only a mile from where I delivered. So if I could have figured out the trailer situation, I could have like idle powered there, right? And I'll get to the comments here. I'm going to be like James Best and be like 20 minutes fine. And so that's where that gratitude comes in. So I was so grateful that I was able to deliver the load. I'm so grateful. It was probably the biggest pan load I've done in a while. And at worst, if it's a 2-week ordeal, I'll grab a rental car and go hang out with my sister down south. So, but Anyways, let's get to the comments so we're not too far behind. Do some shout outs. Echo. We got Mike Ricken, Mike Miller, Trucker Josh, Slow Ride, Spectre, RD, what's up? Slow Ride Trucking, Nothing Witty, Quick Williams. You're not getting notifications, nor are you answering your phone, Provost. I needed help earlier. Pale Rider TV, Scott, Southern Rider, only informant. I'm home with the grandkids. Enjoy your time with the grandkids. No need to be in this YouTube world if you're with your grandkids. What coffee you drinking, Pale Rider? Eddie's heading to Jacksonville. Bob G. Heisler, I just want to say hi. I have poor internet connection. I hope you're doing great. That remains to be seen, Don, or Bob, but I appreciate the kind words. Other trucker James Best. Hey Steve, hope you're doing okay, sir. I'm doing okay. Why did you break your truck, Grandpa? Maybe cut off the bird's nest off your face. What's wrong with your ride? Well, I'm not sure why my beard bothers you, but we don't know what's wrong with the ride. It is what it is. No missed call either. I don't know, Provost. Scott is in the house. Colombian blend from Love's. Oops, I was playing golf. That's fine, Provost. I got it figured out. I needed some local help that had internet connection. Is pretty much what I needed. So, but we got it done. Pulled over on the shoulder on a ramp, so I wasn't like in the danger zone. And we figured it out. So, trying to buy a truck and heading to Jacksonville to save you. I thought, I was prepared. I had a list of phone calls that I was going to have to make if my load couldn't be delivered because, and it turns out half the like trucking's down here too. So, in fact, I parked next door a new guy yesterday. Got to meet him, went over some low board stuff with him, and he was delivering to Jacksonville as well and picking up a load. So he's probably all on his way. But yeah, so I mean, I'm grateful that, I am stressed a little bit. I was stressed earlier when I couldn't even like get through the Kenworth parking lot. And once I get you better get a hotel room, then I'll feel better. I really will. Get a nice, comfy bed to sleep in, spend more money. It's going to be awesome, right? So, and this is why it's important to get your finances in order, because I just had a $5,000 truck repair, and this is, if it's what I think it is, this could be a couple of grand. If it's the worst case scenario, it's going to be possibly a 5-digit number. But luckily the ELD is giving me codes. I was able to have a couple of friends Google those codes for me because I couldn't get internet very well last night, and so I have an idea what it might be. So, near Richland, Missouri. Where is Richland, Missouri, TJ? I don't even know where that is. I've never even heard of that. You normally go to the shop at home. I do, but this couldn't make it. So now, if I was on a 200 or 300 mile trip, I would attempt it, but the truck's running worse, so I think it's a fuel issue. It's either fuel pump or injector. So, we all know what happens when you get fuel injectors. So I didn't want to mess with that. When I go to start the truck, it like coughs a little bit. So I think I just had a friend of mine had a fuel pump go out, kind of did the same thing. It was throwing him a little bit different codes. And then while I'm here, while I'm at it, I might well just go ahead and get the antifreeze thing checked out, because when I'm sitting still, the low antifreeze light comes on. When I get going again, it's off, and I'm full, Slow Ride, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. You're gonna make me cry. Thank you, Slow Ride. I appreciate that. That's gonna help big time. That'll pay for a night of hotel. Thank you. I-44 westbound, mile 145. Okay. Yeah, that's just past Marshfield. Between Marshfield and Lebanon. Oh, you're around Lebanon, all right? Yeah, you're west east of Lebanon. So yeah, that's kind of out in the sticks. But thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. So we're at the Peterbilt dealership, so I don't know what kind of conflict that's going to create. So, but they're PACCAR certified, so that's all that matters, I guess. And there's two Peterbilt places. One was closer, but it looks like the same scenario as the other Kenworth. So I called them up here. You got a lot of room? Yeah. Okay. Are you backed up really bad? No. Okay. Well, bringing it in. So emissions related. The first code is not, but the second codes are, the way the codes work is like it'll trip one thing and then it'll trip another. In other words, like this problem is going to cause this problem. So I think there is an emissions thing. But what's weird is those two lights. Okay, so in the Kenworth, Harold, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm kind of in your neck of the woods, enjoying this humidity. But thank you, Harold. So now I got a hotel and dinner, so one night. Thank you very much. Oh, you are screwed. Peterbilt takes 2 days before they get to your truck. Any dealership is going to take 2 days. You should have seen the Kenworth dealership there, RD. And I have no choice. I could go north empty and hope I can make it to Atlanta, but Atlanta ain't going to be any better. So, but I go south deeper into Florida, but at the end of the day, I'm trapped. This is the best I can do, right? But normally, and I don't know if they changed something in the software, but the truck used to go ding, and then the mill light would come on, right? And that's the first one with no wrench in it. And then in the corner, upper left-hand corner, it says, one fault, and you go to click on it, and it says connect service tool. So it's a generic fault, right? But in the last year, since the last update, it doesn't do that. It doesn't ding, the mill light just comes on, and it doesn't have a number in the corner, it doesn't show any active faults. And then the ELD will tell me what it is. Well, this time, the second light came on, noting that I remember, and still not showing a fault in the corner. So, I don't know. Either way, it didn't derate me, but the truck is definitely sluggish, so I think it's a fuel issue. At least you're not in the path of the storm. Scott, that's another positive. So I was keeping an eye on the weather. So there was a minute where I was really stressed because, number one, where am I going to take the truck? Number two, am I going to have to worry about hurricane? And number three, how long is this going to take? The financial hit I'm not as worried about, to be honest with you guys. I'm not. Just not. Now if they come back with a $30,000 bill, then we're gonna have to make a few phone calls to make that happen. But for the most part, I should be able to handle what should there's that word, should be able to handle what comes at me. Peterbilt in Lexington, Kentucky got me in and out in 3.5 hours last Friday morning, including a repair. If I don't get a load, I will come get you. Provost, I appreciate that. Now, in an effort to, which that's kind of like, aren't I kind of far from you? And I don't know how to golf, so I don't know how fun it'll be to hang out with me, but
so I have a refrigerator, right? And I try to stock that fridge and plus a 12-volt cooler. Well, the 12-volt cooler, I bought one of them ones with the igloo with the lid. It has the fan instead of the Coleman style. And I brought this inverter where you can plug it into a regular wall socket, right? And so I brought that, and that cooler I could throw ice in it if needed. So the only thing that I'm gonna probably lose is my raw hamburger patties, but everything else I should be able to keep and cook. So the Hot Logic Mini plugs in the regular thing. So if I get a hotel, I'll throw the Hot Logic Mini in my backpack. I'll throw everything that I can fit in the cooler, probably throw the hamburgers away. And I'll be able to cook for my hotel, which will save me money because, you know, need everything you get. MAC Kenworth, Macon, Georgia is a good place to go. I forgot about Macon. But Macon's still about 200 miles from here, and I don't think I can make it. So I appreciate that, Kevin. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. That'll be another meal. So hotel should have mini fridge. Not to get super cheap there, Harold. But you're right. I mean that's true. But I'm prepared just in case it's not. So if they can run, I'm sitting in the truck. And then once they can hook up the computer, they can kind of tell me what's going on. And then if they're saying it's not going to be till tomorrow or the next day, which already is a high probability, then I'll find the nearest hotel and go from there. So James Beth says all hotels should have mini bars, says John. But so we'll see what happens. I got beautiful scenery here. You guys want to go gator hunting? Or bear hunting, right? But I don't know who that James Best is, but that's not the real James Best. I suspect it's Food Mooch, but you know, I could be wrong. But we'll see what happens, and this is why it's important to have resources and a plan. You got to have my computer and my CPAP bag and my cooler, so that's 4 things. So I wish it was my flux capacitor, John, but I really do appreciate the super chats, guys. You know, Denise White, hey Denise, thank you very much. I meant to call you yesterday, but I got caught up in some other stuff, and so eventually we'll have that conversation that you emailed me about. That was an interesting email, but I appreciate the super chat, Denise. I'll have a lot of free time here in about probably 2 hours. So, and what's up with these like 5-second rainstorms here in Florida? Is that a Florida thing? It's kind of annoying. But so we'll see what happens. Yep, every day. It must be really difficult. You can't leave your car windows down whenever you go into the store or something. That must be kind of annoying. Quick Williams, yep. Yeah. Oh well. So other than that, we're in pretty good spirits. You can probably tell my stress is going down a little bit. It's a shame that Kemper didn't have their act together because the hotel, like right next to it, looked kind of nice. Maybe hit a Walmart and buy some swimming trunks and go swimming between the 5-minute rainstorms here in Florida. But anyways, we got a really good break coming down here. Where originally, if I couldn't find anything in the right direction to avoid the storms, I could just go north and not take as much of a hit.
but we want to protect the profit, so especially now. And that's the good thing about being paid right after, 24 hours after the load, because the load I just finished, the net might make this truck repair for me, and so nothing's coming out of my maintenance. So Ohio is the same type of rain, quick and hard. Missouri's like that too. They had a saying, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute. But Florida's like, hold my beer, check out what I can do. Is it the injectors or the fuel pump? We don't know yet. If it's the fuel pump, it's going to be about a $1,000 repair. If it's the injectors, then, well, I'll just cry. I'll just cry. It'll be all right. No. Hopefully it's not the injectors, but I have a sneaky suspicion that it is. So we'll see. But the codes aren't showing up. No, I don't have a load lined up, Eddie. That was a good thing. So I was waiting. I was going to play the 3 o'clock shuffle Monday, this morning after I deliver, because my delivery wasn't until 10, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to take to load. So I was like, well, I'll just play it by ear, go in a couple hours early, which I ended up getting in there an hour early. But I literally got fuel in Lake Park, Georgia yesterday at the GA. Sorry about that. And it wasn't but 10 minutes later that the lights came on. Well, no, I take it back, because I met up with our new guy, Mark, there in at that pilot. They're just past the Florida line there. Took a shower, and then he and I drove to the 318 rest area, and it was then that the lights came on. But I hadn't booked anything yet, because there was a load that I was booking with or bidding on that they weren't budgeting. I wasn't asking a crazy price, so it's like, well, I'll take my chances on the open load board versus the click and goes in the morning. But the truck's like, no, you're not. Having a load lined up is just added stress. I agree to a certain point. I mean, look, here's the thing, okay? I love saying that term because that's what all of us YouTubers say. Pick any YouTuber, any of them, and every time they say, here's the thing, take a shot of whiskey or whatever, okay? You'll get drunk pretty quickly. But here's the deal. I'm hoping, Harold, that would be the best case scenario. Nothing looked out of the ordinary on the water separator. And Provo says this all the time. It's not worth getting upset for the things that you can't control. The only thing I've got control of is where I took this truck, okay? And even then, it was limited, right? I've got 3 choices within a 100-mile radius. When you have a plan in place and the money saved up or the credit to back that up, and you have multiple streams of income, I'm not really stressed about the money aspect. Will I take a hit? Absolutely. But gratitude kicks in and says, I got a really good load, I'm in a really good place, and I've got really good friends, right? I've got really good family. They're going to help me through this, if needed. So that takes stress away. Having a plan, that took stress away. Now, I can't control the weather, so that's kind of annoying. But beyond that, if you can't control it, there's no use getting stressed about it. It's all about reaction. How many times have I told you guys? It's all about reaction, right? How do you react to something like this? My reaction is to go live and gripe about Kenworth's parking lot and show the importance of what you need to deal with stuff as an owner-operator. When was your last PM? Doubt if it's filters if you just had it done. Eddie, I don't remember. I had it written down. It wasn't too long ago. But if I got bad fuel at Lake Park, Georgia, that's a possibility. But the truck has been kind of sluggish lately. I have a sneaking suspicion that it's a fuel pump or the fuel filters, because a friend of mine just had his fuel pump replaced, and the truck was doing exactly what mine's doing. Oh, the low coolant light. Okay, so here's what that's about. Okay, there's a sensor that's connected to the reservoir, and if that floaty ball thing or whatever's in there that detects that you're low on antifreeze isn't working properly, it sends you a code that you're low on antifreeze. So it's annoying because whenever I'm parked or sitting still or back in the dock, ding, 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 right? And sometimes they get bad enough that they're dinging as you're going down the road. Mine hasn't gotten to that point yet. But in order to change that sensor, you have to replace the whole reservoir, which Kenworth is really, really proud of those. Like, it should be lined with gold and doing extra favors for you. They want so much more for it. Now, I can buy it on Amazon or eBay or some aftermarket place and save about $100. But for the most part, I've been able to live with it, because my plan was the next PM to get that changed out. Order it online and then get it changed out. But depending on what this is going to cost, I might just have them do it too. Do it here. So as long as you're in a truck, you're going to have breakdowns. No use getting stressed about it. It is what it is. That's right. You know, and you guys have ever seen that movie Big Rig? It was out about 10 years ago. You guys remember that movie? It's a documentary. It follows the stories of like 5 different truck drivers. And one of them, a guy breaks down right there on the Oklahoma Turnpike. And he was just like, very nonchalant, you know, it's very like, could be worse, could be taking a dirt nap, you know, which is true. You know, you have to take the good with the bad. And as some drivers are out here longer and longer, they become more jaded, and it's harder to deal with this kind of stuff. Hey Pigtail, what's up? Can you change the reservoir yourself? Yeah, if I want to screw it up. I haven't really looked at it, to be honest with you, to see if it's something within my capabilities. So I'd rather just buy the part and someone else put it in. Looks like we got another couple hours before they said they even come out. No. Freightliner, you just pop new sensor into the reservoir. Yeah, Eddie, it's different with the Kenworth that's actually in the reservoir. James Best had this problem. Pale Riders had this problem. A couple other friends at Packars have had this problem, which, you know, James has a Cummins, so it's a common thing with these Kenworths. So, Brian Garner, what's up? Tell Thomas I'm mad at him. You should try to replace it yourself. think the labor on it's not that difficult. It's the parts charge. So I'd be happy for someone to come along and help me out. I'd be happy to learn. It seems like every time I try to do something myself, I screw it up. For example, I tried to replace my own fender, quarter fender things, that go to the back wheels. Screwed that up. I even bought tools and stuff for that one. I've changed out my airlines a couple of times. Done that myself. If I can reach the light and I got the tool, I'll change my own lights. You got owner operators that can't even change their lights out here. Now again, the 680, PACCAR's proud of their lights. The clearance lights on top of the cab, guess what? Those are like $100 a piece, and it takes an act of Congress to get them off, especially if they've been up there a while. What's broken? My truck. Got 2 check engine lights on. Simplest task turned into nightmares. Trust me, I know. Eddie, see, you feel me, right? Probably 6 bolts, here 4 hose clamps, and some antifreeze. Yeah, and then I got to figure out where I need to do that, because the you can't just dump antifreeze all over the street. No. Not with all the animals around, you get sick. The animals lick the red stuff. I know they like the green stuff. I know dogs like the green antifreeze. But I've broken more bolts than I care to talk about. Right. And that's the thing, when you're dealing with some of the stuff, like that was kind of what the deal was with the fender panels. It had been on there so long that it was the original ones that they had to use a torch to cut it off, which I don't have a torch. After that, it was easy to get on. I could probably take the ones I got on now off if I had to, but I can't even run a power washer right. I'm kind of worthless. If you want to get down to it, I'm kind of worthless when it comes to a lot of stuff. Makes you wonder how I'm still alive even. But anywho, that's what's up. Truck's broken down. Probably going to take like 2 or 3 years to fix it. And you guys should be grateful that I'm not doing the obligatory, hey, I'm getting a new truck live feed that I always do, that you guys are probably tired of. Do you use any kind of fuel additives? So right, I've used when it gets super cold, I'll use the white bottle stuff, the power source, but I try to avoid using it as much as possible. But when there was one last winter, I had one time frame where I was up in Topeka, Kansas, and it was like wind chill was about 30 below zero, and that would be the only time. At that point, I just run some through so the filters don't freeze on the APU. And I need to learn how to change out my fuel filters. So a couple of friends said they're going to show me how to do that, because if I had the filters and the know-how to do that, and I know you guys are probably laughing, I would have tried that first to see if that solved the problem, just in case I got bad fuel. But bad fuel is bad fuel, right? So, but I don't. So yeah, I do use some fuel additives, but only in the wintertime when needed. I don't like put a bottle of, and I don't use pounds. That stuff is absolute crap. I've had trucks freeze on that stuff. So power source has only failed me once, but only because I bought fuel in Georgia and went up north. So Rob, I tried calling you the other day. You didn't answer. You're at a Peterbilt dealer. You better not do the I'm getting a new truck video, because you'll be the proud owner of a brand new 389 guaranteed. They don't have any 389s. You want to see what they have here? They have, well, no, they got one. It looks like they got an ex-Hurricane truck. You know, it's got all the chrome and shininess. But no, there's no threat of me getting a new 389 there, RD. You know, not unless they're giving them away. I'm curious if anybody knows does fuel injector cleaner actually work? I have no idea. I've used a little bit of that. It was a tiny bottle I threw in a couple months ago. But I don't know. I'm really leery about additives, to be honest with you. I know the Spectre promotes that. What's it called? Friction fighter. And I almost bought some because I'm in and out of Joplin all the time. They have some there, but I don't know, man. I'm nervous. Not that I don't trust Spectre, but I just have a. I know that Kevin and Spectre use them in their trucks, but I don't know. I just can't make myself do it. I can't make myself use an additive if I don't absolutely have to. They got one that's still there because it's got a Packard motor. Extreme Friction Fighter, yeah. You know, but they swear by it. You know, a couple other people I know that use that stuff swear by it, so you never know. I mean, do you guys got experience with additives? Because I've never put an additive in my oil, ever. Have I had fuel additives? Yes. But I've never put... Now, I take it back. Well, no, it wasn't oil. So my Peterbilt, I used Hot Shot. You know, there's two types of Hot Shot. One for the oil, one for the fuel. The green bottle, I think, is for fuel, and the red bottle is for the oil. And you want to talk about a cleaning. I smoked for about 2 or 3 hours, and I noticed my idle improved right off the bat. Then the truck ran a little bit better, and I got better fuel mileage. But 2 months later, I think, is when I got the... No, I was using that stuff, you know, and they suggest you only use it every 6 months, I think. And I had done 2 treatments, or maybe a third one, and that's when the turbo blew. So I doubt it's related, but yeah, the Hot Shot stuff worked pretty good, but I am deathly afraid to put it in this truck. You should get in the Packard Unofficial MX Problem Solvers group on Facebook. Dude, is there one, Trucker Josh? I will do that. These Packard guys need to stick together. I'll use the Extreme Friction Fighter when I find some. I do use the max mileage in my fuel. That stuff works good. Well, RD, you can find it in Joplin, Oak Grove, and Iowa 80. Found it there. It has helped immensely. Well, good deal. You know, and guys, I've had knock on wood, I've had good luck with this truck. It really have. It hasn't been above average on cost as far as, you know, the breakdowns and stuff, but you know, I knew that this would be the year, right? Same places you find max mileage. There's a Volvo here. Oh, he's making the delivery, I think. But oh well, we'll do what we can. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I'm tired of talking, and just need to chill for a second. I think a couple of people want to call me on the phone. So, at any rate, thanks for the super chats, guys. I'll keep you posted. I know I didn't do a weekend live this past weekend, but my signal sucked, and I wasn't. And I'll be honest, I wasn't in the mood. Saturday night, everybody went live. Everybody in our circle went live. And so I wouldn't have got a word in edgewise, right? And Kenley 95 in Effingham. Nope, all the oil companies spend millions on research to have the best products. I feel it's not needed. That's true. But I appreciate that. I appreciate the good luck. I appreciate the super chats. There will not be any 8-hour live feeds from the hotel room, but there might be a couple of, maybe for 10 minutes or so. If I have something to talk about. There's a couple of things I've been wanting to kind of do videos on. It might just be easier to do it from the hotel room. Because this place closes at 7. So I guarantee I'm probably in a hotel room. So hopefully they got Uber. They got Uber in Jacksonville? But I will call. Thank you, Brian. I think I went live Saturday. Does that mean I'm in the circle? Yes, RD, you're in the circle. Our circle of misfits. That's what I call us. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for the super chats. You guys keep your chin up, because you never know when life will just punch you in the face. See ya.